Welcome to Voiceover Work, an audiobook sampler. Where do you listen? Today is February 7th, 2023. Daniel Walter's new audiobook, Habits for Success, is now available. Inside this book, you'll discover how to build self-discipline, tips on replacing bad habits with proven success-building habits, strategies to stay focused on your goals, how to transform your environment and prevent bad habit relapses, tools to build mental resilience, habit-building exercises, and steps to eliminate procrastination. And today's episode is the preview for Habits for Success by Daniel Walters. Most of us were born and raised in well-meaning families who taught us to do the bare minimum. My parents encouraged me to get a good education and get into a career that offered attractive benefits and a decent retirement package. This is what their parents taught them, and so that was what they taught me. When they came home after a hard day's work, they spent the rest of the evening in front of the TV, watching their favorite shows until bedtime. The last Friday of the month was our favorite day because we went to the local Chinese restaurant. I'm not complaining. I had a decent life, but it was one devoid of purpose. I inherited my father's writing gift. My dad had a dream of becoming a famous author like Stephen King, and he spoke all the time about the book he was writing. Every year was the same. On New Year's Eve, he would declare that he was going to finish writing his book by December. For the first month, instead of watching TV after work, he'd go into his room, play classical music, and type. We could hear the typewriter ricocheting through the house. But by February, he was back in the living room watching TV, his excuse being that he had writer's block. Well, that writer's block would last until the end of the year, and then he would declare the same thing. My father never became an author. He went to his grave with a half-completed book. My grandparents discouraged my father from becoming an author. As far as they were concerned, it wouldn't bring in a stable income, and it would be impossible for him to raise a family with any pride. They believed success was only for the privileged and not for simple people like them. My dad chose to honor his parents' wishes and become an accountant, subsequently spending his entire life complaining about his job. When I expressed an interest in writing, my father did exactly what his parents had done to him and encouraged me not to follow my dreams. I, too, honored my father's wishes for many years until I realized that I had become him. As much as I loved him, I didn't want to die without reaching my full potential and blessing the world with the gift I knew I'd been born with. I am grateful that my father lived to see me achieve the dream that he didn't. When I first attempted to start writing, I was literally following in my dad's footsteps. I'd make a New Year's resolution, bury myself in it, then give up by February. I too started to believe that success was only for the privileged. That was only because I didn't understand that I had been programmed for mediocrity. But things changed for me once I learned why my bad habits were keeping me stuck and how I could break free from them. As you heard in the introduction, I had a plethora of issues, so it's literally a miracle that I am where I am today. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Voiceover Work, an audiobook sampler. Where do you listen? Join us next week, where we'll provide the chapter-by-chapter preview of Daniel Walter's new book, Habits for Success.